Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I'll have guests on from the Troop Chamber of Commerce, so stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment.
Just what you're looking for. You'll find it in one of the 28 shops in downtown LaGrange. Remember old school customer service? It's still here. Not to mention that perfect gift. That's the beauty of downtown LaGrange. So come on down.
Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm being joined here on the set by Renee Willis, the Vice President of Business Development. Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here. We notice in our background, got a little bit of fogginess going on outside, but it's nice and cool here inside.
Wish we'd get some rain with that fog, but I don't know that that's going to happen.
Absolutely. We definitely need some rain. Well, Renee, again, tell us a little bit about your role at the Chamber of Commerce, if you don't mind.
Well, you know, at the Chamber, we're a small staff, so we all do just a little bit of everything. My role is business development. We have a lot of seminars that will help out small businesses. We work on education and workforce development issues. We also house the tourism department, and Dave Marler is our tourism director, so we do a lot of that. And we just do a lot to promote LaGrange and Troup County and its businesses.
Well, you know, in talking about promoting LaGrange and the businesses, the small business, the large business, all of the business, and the community as a whole, if anyone was at the Early Bird Breakfast on October the 13th, they got quite a surprise. You guys now have a campaign that has been launched called Be Surprised. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Well, we wanted to figure out a way to promote all the great things that we have here to offer in LaGrange and Troup County that most people don't even know about, people who live here. And so whenever we're showing visitors around, we always hear from them the comment, "I'm so surprised by what you have here in such a, in a small town like this." And so that just sort of led us to do this campaign. And so we decided to call it Be Surprised. And so it's actually through, it's called Social Ambassador, and you can sign up to be a social ambassador just by going to lagrange.socialtoaster.com. And then just put in the little bit of information. We basically want to know where everybody lives because we can track it, and we see that people all over the country have joined the campaign.
Okay.
And then about once or twice a week, they'll get an email, and it'll have a share button on it. It'll have some little tidbit that most people probably don't know about LaGrange. For instance, one of the first ones was Hills and Dales was built 100 years ago, the same year that Wrigley Field, where of course the World Series is being played this year, was built. So, just some surprising things like that.
Absolutely. Again, the video, and you brought it along, so I tell you what we're going to do. Let's take a few moments, and let's just share this Be Surprised video with our viewing audience.
I think they would like it.
All right.
Surprise and bonjour. It is I, Lafayette. You know, the man from the square you have named in my honor. LaGrange has always felt like home to me. There is a certain je ne sais quoi about the city. I am so surprised by all LaGrange has to offer. You have the rolling hills of your sweet land, charming chateaus, well-preserved antiquities, and a 26,000-acre lake with 525 miles of beautiful shoreline. You have shopping par excellence, restaurants, bon appetit. You even have a thriving arts community. Vive LaGrange! We always hear from visitors how surprised they are by all we have to offer, and that we are Georgia's best kept secret. Let's share that secret so that even more people will come and visit, shop in our stores, and eat in our restaurants. LaGrange's biggest cheerleader should be its people. We have lots to be proud of, and there are a lot more surprising things in our future. So let's do this, LaGrange. Be surprised! Be surprised! Be surprised, LaGrange! Be surprised! Be surprised! Be surprised! Be surprised! Be surprised, LaGrange! Tashi Deli! Be surprised! Be surprised! I know I was. Oh, you got it, girl! That was so good.
Renee, that was just absolutely awesome.
Well, Carol Kane was the
Carol
perfect
Kane.
person. When we started thinking about doing this and doing a character, and of course Lafayette was our obvious choice, and then we were discussing who should we get to portray Lafayette. And of course we talked about several men, but it was like no one could do this like Carol Kane.
She did him justice.
She really did, and you know, the response has just been phenomenal, and she's become sort of a cult hero now, portraying Lafayette at different events. But I wanted to let everybody know too that we will have monthly prizes if they sign up to be a social ambassador, including one of these T-shirts, and I'm going to give this to you so that you can be one of our social ambassadors.
Well, I certainly will. Thank
but
you.
it says "Be Surprised," LaGrange, West Point, and Hogansville, because we'll also be including West Point and Hogansville and some interesting little surprising things that you'll learn about those towns as well.
Well, thank you so very much. And you know, again, LaGrange has so many wonderful things, and we're just going to jump into some of those other things, and because they can go to the Chamber website to see the video once again or view it here, and also make sure that they talk up LaGrange as well.
Exactly. We really want people, local people, to share with their friends and family who live elsewhere, you know, because we want them to come and visit LaGrange. And of course we'd love people to come move here as well. But also just to let local people know, because they don't always know what's in their backyard. We're just trying to educate the public and give them a fun way to share the good news about LaGrange and Troup County.
Very good. I want to shift gears just a little bit here. I know that, you know, because you're talking about LaGrange, and the Chamber is very involved in helping small businesses get off the ground. You guys have an entrepreneurship luncheon that's coming up. Talk about that for us.
Well, you know, with all the big announcements that we've had lately, we feel like that's probably put some ideas in people's heads that, you know, now I've been wanting to do this business, I've been thinking about it for a while, and now the economy's improved and things are really starting to happen around here, so now may be the good time to do that. But if you do want to start your own business, we want to make sure you do it the right way. So we're going to be offering an entrepreneurship lunch and learn that's going to be Thursday, November 10th from 12:30 to 2:30 at the Chamber. So lunch will be provided. It's $25. We'll have Todd Carlisle from the UGA Small Business Development Center. We will also have Mary Angela Veccarini from LaGrange College, who's the entrepreneurship professor there. We'll also be having some local accountants, attorneys, bankers there to do a panel discussion and help people understand the aspects, those things that they need to really make sure they've dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's when starting a business. And you know, there's an entrepreneurship program at LaGrange College, so those students are going to come, and then we hope to have some students from Think College and Career Academy as well, but we're also opening it up to the general public.
Okay. Do they need to call in to get signed up?
Yes, just so we'll know how many lunches to provide for, so if they could just call me at the Chamber, 884-8671, that would be great.
Well, very good. Always, you know, very, you know, interesting, exciting things going on in and around. Also, one of the other things, I know that the new network, the Young Network group is also continuing to meet. Talk about that.
Well, we really have tried to make a lot of, give folks a lot of opportunities, no matter what stage of life that they're in or in their career. HYPE is one of our newest chamber networking organizations. HYPE stands for Helping Young Professionals Engage, and they're a very active group. They do social activities, they do service activities, they'll do dinners with a C-level person talking to them.
Okay.
So it's a variety of things that they do, so you can kind of pick and choose what interests you, but we really want the young people of LaGrange to be able to network with one another and get to know one another. That's one thing that we had heard, it's just very difficult for them to meet other people their age. So this is one way to do that. And then we also have a regular networking group that meets every Tuesday at the Chamber at 7:45, and they can call the Chamber if they would like to be involved in that. They're always looking for new members, and they just help each other make referrals to their businesses. So it's a great opportunity to promote your business with a great group of people.
Absolutely. Anything we can do to try to expand those businesses that are here in our community, definitely we need to do that. And we thank you all for doing that at the Chamber. And speaking about the Chamber, the early bird breakfast I started talking about it a moment ago, and the next one is coming up November the 15th. Talk about who will be the guest speaker there.
Well, it's going to be Matt Miller, who's the newly appointed president of Interface Americas, and of course he's going to be talking about their green initiatives, and we're very excited to have him come and speak to us. This will be our last early bird breakfast of the year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Matt Miller, newly appointed president, Interface. And Interface is a very integral part in our community. Harriet, don't want to start naming names, going to leave some people out, but I just know that with the Mission Zero Quarter, the things that are taking place out on exit 18 and also down at exit 2 as well.
We're very excited about that relationship and especially what that can mean for LaGrange and Troup County in the long run as far as being sort of a hub for sustainable businesses.
Absolutely.
We think this certainly lays the groundwork for us to be a premier community.
Absolutely. One of the last thing I want to talk about, and you just like, my goodness, the weather's hopefully going to start getting a little bit cooler. Hopefully getting a little bit cooler to get us into the holiday season mode here. The Christmas parade. The 40th, Renee?
It is going to be the 40th Christmas parade. Hard to believe. And we're going to bring Jane Fryer on, who's going to be our Grand Marshal.
Okay.
She's going to be on in the next segment. But yes, this year's theme is A Star is Born. I can't tell you how excited the people in Troup County get about this Christmas parade.
Absolutely.
I mean, after the parade ends, 1 year, we start immediately getting calls, what's the date of the next one? And of course, it's always the first Thursday after Thanksgiving. So sometimes it happens in November.
Right.
This year it will actually fall on December 1st.
December the 1st. All right. And Jane Fryer, the past president of the Chamber of Commerce, is going to be the Grand Marshal, and we're excited to have her here in the studio that we're going to bring on in just a few moments when we come back from a commercial break to kind of talk about. And I'm a little known history about this parade, and someone that's been there for 40 years of this, and that was new to me just a moment ago.
She was there for the very first one, so she has lots of memories.
Absolutely. Well, Renee, let's do this real quickly. Let's take a quick commercial break,
right.
and we'll bring Jane in, and we'll get to talking about the Christmas parade, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
Nobody wants to be stopped by a law enforcement officer.
Everyone wants to feel safe.
So we've trained our officers to first listen and then explain.
We ask if you have contact with one of our officers, you listen, give him an opportunity to explain, comply with his requests, and if there's a problem, contact us so that we can investigate your complaint.
Listen, explain, comply, then complain.
Our safety and yours matters.
back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. As I promised you a moment ago, we're now being joined on the set by none other than Jane Fryer. Jane, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you. It's been quite a while since we sat down and just kind of talked about things that were going on in and around LaGrange. And I know now that you're over in Meriwether County, but before we start talking about that, Jane, just tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since you left.
Well, I left my position in LaGrange in November of 2011. And I was called and asked if I would consider working for the Meriwether County Development Authority, and I said, sure, that's a new challenge. And so I took it on, and I've been in Meriwether County working to attract business and industry to their county since 2011. 2011.
Well, you know, our loss here in Troup County has been their gain, I know, and we definitely miss you. And I'm sure Renee and all the rest of us just say, we want you back.
Oh, well. Well, I had the privilege of working with Jane when she was still at the Chamber. I was on the Chamber board during those years, and she was such a joy and such an inspiration and a role model to so many women in Troup County for many years.
Absolutely. You know, I just think about, you know, all the times, you know, when I came on with the city, I heard Jane Fryer, I didn't know who Jane Fryer was until I had an opportunity to meet her, and I just know that she was one of those, you say, you used it a moment ago, you want a job done, give it to a female. You got the job done, Jane.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But I had a lot of good help. And I will never take credit for it, because everything that's happened has been a team effort. And it really pays off to have a good team.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. Well, Jane, we're here today. We're going to talk about something that, again, you want a job done, give it to a woman or females, and it gets done. You are the Grand Marshal for the 40th LaGrange Christmas Parade. Talk about that.
Oh, I am so honored to be the Grand Marshal. I do not deserve it, I'll say that. I was just I tried to stay in the background and let those team leaders take on and do what they wanted to do. Back then, we formed a women's division of the Chamber of Commerce. And that was their baby, really. They started the Christmas Parade, and they, up until about 2010, it was a women's division of the Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. And those women worked very hard and were very successful at putting the parade on. I will give credit to two people in particular. Elaine Bradley was a member of the women's division from day one, and she brought her husband on, H.B. Bradley, to help. We had very few men that were willing to work on a Christmas parade. That was a lot of work. And, you know, that's where I said, give it to a woman and they'll get it done.
Get it done.
Well, that group of women really worked hard on the parade. But H.B. Bradley took on the job of the lineup over at Granger Park from day one. H.B. and Elaine sort of headed up the lineup of the parade. And he eventually became an honorary member of the women's division of the Chamber of Commerce. And then later on, he brought in one of the members, Donna Adams, had a son, young son, Warren Adams, and he began to work with HB on the lineup. And as HB got ill and eventually passed away, Warren took on those duties of running the parade, lining it up. And then about 2009, we felt like it was time to merge what was a women's division committee of the Chamber into one and just call it the LaGrange Troup County Chamber of Commerce Parade. And it's worked out very well. Always had great support and volunteers to work on the parade.
Very good.
And
very good.
So I truly dedicate all of this to those women that began it in the early days and continued over those years of doing it.
And we've seen how it has grown in the community, and I think it's one of the big milestones that the community looks forward to every year. And you ladies know firsthand how it is, Jane particularly, you from 1973, from the number of entries to the number of entries that we have today. Talk about that a little bit if you don't mind.
Well, probably when the parade started, we even had, I thought it was a big parade then. We probably had 50 entries, even in the early days. And that's not just all floats, but trucks and cars and the Little Miss Troop Counties and the Grand Marshals and everything. So it has always been a successful event that people come out for. It's one of the things that everybody looks forward to, and they'll start calling you early in the year. When is the parade? What's the theme going to be? Especially the churches and the schools, they want to start planning their float. We have a lot of different categories. We've got the church division, the school division, the civic clubs, the business and industry. But for them also, they have to plan in advance. So they want to know what the theme's going to be and what the date is, and they start calling about September, I guess. Can I enter the parade? And so it's always a busy time at the Chamber of Commerce, behind the scenes, making sure everything is in place.
Absolutely. Well, Renee, calling the Chamber of Commerce, Renee, talk about, because Jane talked about the various entry categories. Is there a fee to enter the Christmas parade?
It's $40 per entry, and a wrap toy, because we do like to give the toys to Toys for Tots, and we always collect just mounds and mounds of toys, so that's always a great thing. But we'll have well over 100 entries every year, and eventually we almost have to cut it off because there are just so many people. And then what's really amazing is how many people come to watch it. I don't know where because there are so many people in the parade. It's like I can't believe there's anybody left to come watch the parade, but the streets are just lined, 10 people deep as far as you can see. So they must come from all over. But it's really to see the kids' excitement. I've ridden in trucks, through the parade just to kind of get a feel for what that was like, and it's just so exciting to see how much the people love it, and their faces light up when they see the floats, and it's just it's a great event. And
the children are just so excited to see Santa at the end of the parade.
Absolutely.
And our theme this year is A Star is Born, and we just felt like that was appropriate for Jane because she has been a shining star for LaGrange and Troup County and now Meriwether County for many, many years. We have one of the best chambers, the most respected chambers in the Southeast, if not the nation. And Jane certainly set the groundwork for that. And so, this community owes a lot to her. So we felt like she certainly deserved to be honored.
Absolutely.
We had to kind of put her on the spot this year because we've asked her before, and she said she didn't think she deserved it, but we felt like she did.
Absolutely.
So she didn't have a choice this year.
Time,
but
well, good. Well, Jane, we're glad you accepted it.
Well, thank you. It is certainly an honor.
Absolutely.
And as I said, I accept this on behalf of all those ladies and men that have worked on it over the 40 years.
Very good. Let's talk a little bit about the floats before we close out, because I know that they must be decorated. Talk a little bit about that, ladies, if y'all don't mind.
Well, one of the rules we set way back, and it's still in place, are really two things. You must decorate your vehicle, whether it's, of course, floats are decorated, but if you want to put your truck or car in there, you got to put some sort of decoration on it. And I don't know about today, but we would not let them throw candy out in the street for safety reasons. We didn't want the children running out into the street, afraid that they may get run over, fall or something and get run over. So those are the two rules: is you must decorate and no candy throwing. But other than that, we ask them to stick to the theme. We try to get them to depict the theme, and we've had some wonderful themes over the years.
Absolutely.
You almost run out of themes after 40 years trying to figure out something to make a theme out of.
Well, and the next Troop Trends that's coming out in November at the Early Bird Breakfast, Jane will be on the cover, and it will have a history of all of the parades and the themes and who the Grand Marshals were. So it was real interesting to see all the themes and who the Grand Marshals have been through the years.
Absolutely, I bet.
So be looking for that.
I look forward to that. Let's talk a little bit about the staging. Where are they going to start staging? Because I know in the years past they've staged over at LaGrange High, if memory serves me
Granger
correctly.
Park.
Granger Park. Is that still the staging area?
That's still the staging area.
Okay.
The big parking lot in front of the high school, and then now they have the new parking lot that's up on the hill.
Okay.
And then also the marching groups are at St. Mark's Episcopal Church.
Okay.
So they actually have they're coming at you from three different areas. So it does take a lot of coordination to make sure everybody's where they need to be at the right time.
And speaking of time, what time should the various groups and everybody, what time should they be in place?
I think they're supposed to be in place by 4:30.
Okay.
I think that's when the judging begins. The parade generally kicks off at 6, and will go until it's over.
All right, very good. And of course, it cannot be a Christmas parade without the lighting of the Christmas tree. Talk about that, ladies, if y'all don't mind.
Well, we have the giant Christmas tree that's on the plaza in front of the chamber, and so when Jane gets there that afternoon, we will have the official lighting of the tree. She will do that at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we'll go get in her convertible. I guess it's a convertible that you're going to be riding in.
I guess.
And then she'll be leading off the parade after that.
All right. Well, Jane, it is definitely an honor to have you back on the set with us and back in the community, because we just can't say thank you enough for all that you've done, but we can definitely try to show you some love and appreciation and you're accepting to be the Grand Marshal for this year's 40th Christmas parade. So from all of us at the City of LaGrange, I say thank you.
Well, I certainly thank all of you, because all of you made my job a lot easier.
Well, thank you very much. And Renee, we want to definitely say thank you for all that you and Paige and the other ladies and gentlemen doing there at the Chamber of Commerce now to continue to make sure that LaGrange stays a star in the community and in this nation. So thank you all very much for this.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all both for being on the show today, okay?
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Enjoyed it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
Just what you're hungry for. It's in downtown LaGrange. You have 17 restaurants to choose from, and each has its own personality, from chef-driven establishments to life on the casual side. Celebrate, create traditions, make new friends, discover new tastes. Downtown LaGrange is simply delicious. So come on down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been the Vice President of Business Development from the Troop LaGrange Chamber of Commerce, Renee Willis, as she talked about the Be Surprised campaign, and hopefully you enjoyed the video that featured Lafayette, played by Carol Kane. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we had a wonderful surprise here. The Grand Marshal of the 40th Annual Christmas Parade, none other than Jane Fryer. The Christmas Parade will be held on Thursday, December the 1st, so come on out and support this annual event. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed these interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.
Why United Way? Because United Way of West Georgia helps support 25 local organizations. Organizations that make life better for all of us. Yes, 25. There's no easier way to help so many of your neighbors through a single donation. When you give to United Way of West Georgia, you help a lot.